Today we're going to be diving into flanking in Battlefield 6. I know in my last video it was requested heavily in my last like how-to-ish video. It was requested to go over flanking on most maps, breakthrough, like conquest game modes and such. So today we're actually going to go over the easiest map to flank in, and that is going to be Blackwell. We're going to be basically going over breakthrough today. Blackwell is one of the easier maps to do this on and to kind of understand the fundamentals of flanking, because there's essentially only 1 to 2 lanes in each sector to flank in. So it actually makes the idea of doing it a lot easier. And I mean the idea because the actual way of doing it isn't that easy on this map. It just depends on who you're playing against. Off spawn, my goal is either to go left or right side to flank them. And I choose right side here because the right side is a lot longer and it's a lot easier to flank through unless you're using a sniper. Then go the left side. I immediately charge straight through on the border of the map, nice and hidden, so that people from the highway or the street can't see me. And the best thing I can do here is to just stay nice and low, tucked in, and try to just circle around the back of them. Right around now, I see that there's nobody here and nothing really going on except for that guy. Take him out nice and easy. I then decide to move all the way up because I'm playing assault and utilize my spawn beacon to further assist me in flanking, so I can play a little more risky here. So then I take out the guy in the mortar, and then we move in a little further. I see another guy on my left. He was shooting, but I kind of ignore him for a few seconds. Boom, take him out, take that guy out. Immediately I charge into the building because I know they're going to be looking for me out behind, and since I have the suppressor, I can kind of stay hidden a little longer, especially if I stay inside. I then end up taking out at least an entire squad, if not a little more, and get a 7 more order. And then I end up getting really greedy, and I kind of just like throw myself outside. But that flank specifically is something that I really want to go over because of how effective that was. If I had a team that wasn't scared of the sun, we would have taken point A immediately after that, right? With how effective that was. That was 11 kills in 1 life. That is a good chunk of the enemy team. There's 32 players on the enemy team. I took out 11 of them. Now my team finally pushed up onto A right before I spawned into my beacon, and they're taking it. If they did so when I was still alive, it would have worked out a lot better for the team. I end up getting swarmed on my spawn beacon, but I take out 3 more players. So now it's back to square one since they were on to me. They literally had the idea I was there. I go back to HQ and I take my route again. The worst thing you can do when it comes to flanking is go the same way multiple times. The only thing is, when it comes to Blackwell Fields, you kind of have to take the same route multiple times, but there's so much cover on this route, and it's actually a lot of fun to fight people here, that I would much rather take the same route on this map specifically because I get to have so many different engagements, and like it feels like you're playing a completely different map because nobody really plays over here. So it's actually a lot of fun. And how this ties into basically every other map is on Liberation Peak, there is a flank route that is basically on the side of the map like this that you can take that does the same exact thing. It takes, especially on attack, mainly flanking is only for attack. Just had to slide that in there. But essentially on Liberation Peak, on the left side of the map on point 2 and sector 2 and sector 3, you just glide along the left side of the map, which I'll show you guys a picture of the map on screen so you understand what I'm talking about. Right on the left side of the map, you could just walk on up and put a spawn beacon in a couple of buildings behind the enemy team and kind of get free range, and they have no idea what's going on. And this map heavily reminds me of it, especially on point 1. It's kind of the inverse of Liberation Peak in my mind specifically, not literally. So in my mind, that's how I think about it, and how I would flank on Liberation is how I'm flanking on this map, just mirrored. That's at least how I would go about it if I was trying to do this. And I'm not saying I'm doing this the best currently. I'm kind of getting shafted a little bit since there's a couple of guys that are trying to actively stop me nonstop. But once I take out the second guy here, I get a little bit of free movement, and I put my spawn beacon down a little earlier to play a lot safer. You also have to understand, when there are people that are trying their hardest to stop you from doing something in the game, it's better to play a little bit safer than it is to just charge right in. So like I charged halfway up and put the beacon outside of my spawn a little bit and decided to play a little safer. And now I'm getting rewarded for playing a little safer, which is good. It's exactly what I needed. I end up taking a fall there, but it is what it is. Now I have the spawn beacon in a really safe spot, so nobody is going to come kill me, except for the guy charging up the hill looking for the spawn beacon. But it's only one guy, and it's not the end of the world because I end up spawning in right here. I turn around and I take him out and revive my teammate, and we're all good to go, replacing the spawn beacon. That's actually one of the hardest things to do, especially since you have to be extremely aware. That's also the other thing when it comes to Battlefield. Battlefield is not a game where awareness isn't stressed enough when it comes to people's videos. Nobody is stressing awareness. Awareness on your mini-map, awareness in front of you, awareness of your team, like where your teammates are. Like, these are things that you learn in attack shooter. Like a mini-map, the mini-map functionality is something you learn a lot in Call of Duty when you try to play it competitively. But when it comes to awareness of where your teammates are, like the actual in-game spacing of you and your teammates, that's something you learn a lot in attack shooter. So if you've played R6 or Counter-Strike, any Counter-Strike, doesn't matter which one, you will know that spacing is extremely important when it comes to playing with teammates, especially when you're trying to play together. When you're quote unquote lurking, what it's actually called, but we call it flanking in Battlefield. When you're flanking, a key thing is to always be separate, but when things get a little rough, it's always good to space yourself properly with your teammates so you can play off of each other, which I did perfectly there at the spawn beacon earlier. We had a little bit of trouble, but I played off of my teammate and I ended up getting the kill as soon as I spawned in. Some may call that baiting. I just call it strategically shitting on the enemy. Fast forward a little bit. We're really struggling here. This is the thing. We're really struggling with taking the point. So I'm trying to think of things to do, which is why I'm kind of just standing still. And it takes me a minute, but I decide to just get in there and play a little more aggressive after I get my teammate up, because I realize there's 3 guys on the minimap currently right now trying to look for us because we've been here the whole game trying to flank. I had 2 successful flanks, and now it's just holding off and trying to get rid of as many people as possible so I can get back in there. So we end up clearing them out, or I clear them out. My team ended up dying, and now I'm just trying to play as aggressive as I can. So I'm getting behind cover, but I'm also throwing nades over, and my goal now is to just make sure I stay alive and bring in as much pressure as I can possibly bring in. And then I get swarmed by 3 people, and I think I end up taking most of them out, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Oh no, I end up losing. I got sniped. But we're 37-5. We ended up pulling 2 full squads over to us, which apparently was enough for our team to end up taking the point. We also had a couple of snipers looking at us from behind the point, and we took a lot of attention away, which is exactly what you want to do when you flank. Again, like I said earlier in the video, this map is without a doubt one of the harder maps to flank on because there's only 1 to 2 lanes. But if you can successfully flank on this map, you'll have almost no problem flanking on other maps in the game. Eventually, I will go over all of the maps in the game, so you obviously subscribe if you want to for that. But I think for now, what I'm going to do is kind of give you guys a basic rundown on how to flank and what's going on with flanking, and like just take a basic map that can't be that good at flanking and turn it into a good flanking map. One of the maps that you can't flank on is Siege of Cairo. It's just, I wouldn't even try it. It's not really worth it. It's not that good. There's like a few areas where you can, that I could get into in a future video if that's a map that you guys really want to learn on. I'll probably stay away from that. Coming into Sector 2, I take it down. My goal is to get as far right as possible. The nest over here that looks like an MG turret nest is a very crucial point to hold as attackers, because if you let the defenders hold this, it's really hard to do anything with it. So you kind of want to clear that out and then come over here where the little tunnel is, this little pipe thing, and you want to put your spawn beacon in here to help. If you're not playing assault, just play over in this area the entire time and play as safe as you can to draw as many eyes over here as possible, which you guys literally saw that as soon as I stood up. There was at least 2 to 3 snipers looking at me and 3 LMGs like shooting over at me. So we already pulled people away from the point, and now I'm just trying to play as safe as I can, but as obnoxious as I can to pull even more attention over towards me. As a flanker, your KD should not be that, it shouldn't be good. You are, like, it can be if you play it perfectly, but most of the time as a flanker, you're kind of just getting slammed. And your job is to be as annoying as possible and to shoot at and get shot at by as many people as possible. And then also on the other end of the coin is it's to kill as many people as possible coming to and from the point so your team can easily take it. Like, okay, at the end of the game, right, you see a guy with 0 captures and like 85 to 100 kills. If he's flanking and playing like this, that guy has a purpose for the objective. He literally made it so that it was so much easier for you guys to take the objective. Even if you don't realize it at the time, you're like, what the fuck is this idiot doing? You know, we're losing right now and we need him. Say he brings out an insanely effective flank and he's just slamming the enemy team and getting a shit ton of kills. And those guys can't get to the point. Now, 15 of your players make it to the point, but he just killed 5 enemy players and say 10 made it to the point. You are now capturing the point with 5 extra players than the enemy team. They have a 5-player advantage against the enemy team because of what the flanker did. Flanking is extremely important in this game, and I don't think enough people are doing it. I think the emphasis on playing objective in this game is a little skewed in the wrong direction because I am playing the objective in this game. Everything that I am doing in this game is to help everyone on the objective. At face value, I'm playing objective. If you read in between the lines, I'm not playing the objective, or vice versa. Honestly, I don't know how the saying goes, but it is what it is. Like, I genuinely believe here that I have an effective role on this objective, and by you guys also playing like this, whether you don't like playing the objective or not, this is such an effective way to play the game. Like I just explained to you guys about me taking out those guys off the point, we just capped the point 12-7, which means everyone that I killed that was coming to the point right there in that whole scenario, the quad kill that I got and then some prior to walking onto this point, I stopped them from getting on there, which means I made it so much easier for my team and now me, the person that just ended up making a good enough play to get onto the point. I just made it 10 times easier for us to take sector 2. And now we have 200 lives moving into the hardest sector on this map. Around here is when I kind of fumble and I can't really figure out how to do everything flank wise because there's 3 points and you can't necessarily flank. The only way to really flank at this point in the game is to go to B. The only problem is in this game, they had the tank there. So theoretically, there's nothing you can necessarily do when the points are this close together and there's a tank there. It gets a little jarring and like really difficult to actually play the game like that. So it's better to just find your lanes in the middle of the map. But that's essentially really all I really wanted to talk about when it comes to flanking. There's not much else that I really want to explain. I hope you guys got enough information out of it. This also is, I forgot to mention, a 100 kill game. So I'm gonna let the rest of this go. You guys can listen to everything that I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure I make some pretty good points here and I play pretty well. This video is ripped from the stream. So if you guys are interested in watching Battlefield streams, I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. Enjoy finally watching a 100 kill game go up on the channel, aside from my sniper video that I made. I'm really excited about that, and I hope you guys kind of like the video like this. Over half of it's information, and then a little bit of it is raw gameplay and my experience. So yes, thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed my little take on flanking, and for those who stick around and watch the rest of the gameplay, hopefully you guys find it enjoyable listening to me talk to the stream and just get 100 kills and be excited about it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and goodbye. I'm keen for season 2. We already know the little bird is coming. Yes. Do we know what map is coming? I heard it was propaganda, but I'm not even sure about that. There we go. Let's not win too fast though. I do want 100 kills. I'm only at 66 right now. I'm kind of fucking up. I'll get there. I think. There's 2 guys up there, yeah. Can you break this? I don't think you can, right? Nah. We would have destroyed it. You can't. Fucking game. I'd like more old school maps, but we don't want DICE to follow the Call of Duty trend and recycle content. Exactly. We don't want that to be their main focus, right? We want them to add old maps, but not only add old maps like Call of Duty does, so. I think they have a good idea for it. I'm excited to see what they do. Sure, I'm worried the little bird will be too easy to kill, especially on maps like Blackwell. Little bird's going down in 1 RPG shot, 1000%. 1 AA rocket's killing the little bird. I'm calling it here now. Either that, it's going to be the most overpowered fucking thing in the world. There's no way around it. What's up, Cup? How you doing, man? How's the vehicle grind going? I kind of put it on halt. I talked about it in today's video. I put it on halt until they fix some more issues. I'm not the biggest fan of spawning in and getting spawn camped and blown up immediately without being able to do anything. And I would really like them to fix that. I'm also not a big fan of spawning in, trying to fly into the air, and then having someone dive bomb me from the skybox and blow me up in 2 shots. So it's slow. Yeah, the SG is good and bad and good and bad at the same time. Yeah, 100%. A 100 kill game with the lower tier weapons. Oh, 1000%. That's a goal of mine. Well, my goal is to get 100 kills on every gun in the game. That's something that I really want to do. But I haven't gotten a 100 kill game with the B36 yet, so kind of just working towards that. I think it's one of the only ARs I haven't gotten 100 kills with. And it seems like this game's going to end relatively soon, so either I get it now or I don't get it at all. This is a pretty damn good lobby for it, and I'm taking my sweet ass time. The only good thing about the Winter Offensive is the map. The gimmick is crap. Give us a season 2 already. Yeah, I know they're taking a while with it. I think they should just drop it. Finally did the campaign on hardcore and got the collectibles. Been rocking the 4D and the GRT and having fun with it. Hell yeah. Oh, it's awesome. Glad to hear. Congrats on beating the campaign finally. And unlocking everything in it. That's dope. That's next on my list. But yeah, I kind of like, yeah, right here, I kind of throw flanking out the window because you can't really do it. I am planning on also doing the dog tag grind, yes. I gotta take off. It's 4:40 a.m. right now in Australia. I gotta get some sleep. Yo, Alpha, thank you so much for hanging out, dude. Good night, bro. That's wild. I get a kill, I die. Lovely. I appreciate you stopping by and saying what's up that late in the evening, dude. Finally got the IFV to 50. Yo, congrats. That's fucking dope. Hell yeah. ES 5.700 kill game. It might be possible, dude. I fucking hate this shit. Spawning in and just dying to someone laying on the ground like a fucking worm. It's crazy. I think I'm less than halfway. I played 4 missions, I think. It's not that I'm lazy. I forget. I forgot about it pretty much. I mean, multiplayer is just so fun. It kind of like captivates you for the entire time you're on Battlefield. So I don't really think to play it. I need the defenders to start pulling up. We're only at 85. Oh shit, double kill, nice. Oh, fuck the AK-4D. 415 and what the fuck, still kicking? Adelaide? What where is that? I don't even know how to say that. There's 37 lives left. That's more than enough kill. Yeah, I can get 10 kills in that time. I'm fairly confident that I could dump on these kids. To get the 100 kill game that I want. Unless we win right here, then no. I would like to not win. No, get off of it. Oh Okay, I got it. We're good. We're good. 116 or 117. I'll take it. Okay. That's good. Thank God. Oh, it's a part of Australia. Adelaide? I pronounced it right? Oh, fuck. I'm Australian, bro. That's crazy. I'm from the down under. 6:15 in New Zealand. Damn. No, I have not slept. You know, I expected nothing less. Fuck sleep. No, no, hit him for 80. Fuck. We're still cooking. In the kitchen. 104. You got me that AK-4D? Yes, I got you that AK-4D build after the game. Sorry, I kind of like just got sucked into getting the 100 kills. I'm going in here. I don't like this. Hey, listen, I'll take the L. 105-17. Did what I could. What a game. Holy shit. All right. Off rip during, like, at the beginning of next game, I got you. Because I can't look now, which sucks. I got you. All right. That is a very good game to use for tomorrow's video.